Tennessee Titans fans, I know it's been a rough few years with bad GMs followed by more bad GMs and bad drafting left and right, which has led us to the position that we're in right now, 1-10, trying to get the pieces back together. The bad drafts have been a part of that, but I believe hope is on the horizon because the new GM, Mike Borgonzi, I think, may have drafted the class that is going to turn this thing around, or at least start turning this thing around back a few months ago in 2025. When you look at these guys and what they're doing right now, I think realistically, this could be the class that you look back at and say, wow, Mike Borgonzi tore it up with that class. Now, I know right now you hear that and it's like, really, man, we're 1-10. This class obviously hasn't come in and resulted in winning, but there's more factors there at play. We fired the head coach. We had the wrong guy at head coach. We had to fire him in week 6. There's still not a lot of talent outside of that rookie class, and you can't rely on rookies to make everything happen for you. But next year, these guys won't be rookies. They'll have more experience, and they'll probably have more talent on the team and a better coach, hopefully. But look at each of these guys. First of all, Cam Ward, if you aren't excited about him after this past Sunday, I just think you need to go to a doctor and get checked, because what you saw this past Sunday against the Seahawks, the fact that this kid is progressing the way he is with the coaching he has and the talent he has around him, and yet he's still progressing and finding a way to get better against some of the NFL's best defenses. The Texans last week, they're the best defense in the league. The Seahawks the next week, they're a top 5 defense in the league. And the fact, without Calvin Ridley, who has a broken leg, this past Sunday without Alec Iomanor, he's still out there having his best game of the season, starting to use his legs more, starting to look more confident, starting to look like that Miami Cam Ward. Listen, that's the first overall pick. That's the guy you brought in to especially change things. And I'm telling you, you see the attitude he's got. The fact that they're 1-10 has not fazed him. He's still showing up to work. He's still showing up to win. It hasn't shaken his confidence. If anything, he's grown in confidence even with the losing. You can go back and watch the games from early in the season and the games from these past few weeks, and you can see the improvement. This kid's heading in the right direction with bad coaching and hardly any talent around him. Think about what happens if you get him good coaching and better talent around him. Sky's the limit. So there's a lot to be excited about there. Femi Oladejo's a second-round pick, and that one I know is a little weird right now because he's been on IR. He should be designated to return soon because they said it wasn't a season-ending injury. Hopefully he can get back and play some. But I will say before he got hurt, Femi Oladejo was getting better. He was actually in the middle of that Raiders game, which is where he got hurt. He was playing his best game of the season when he got hurt. So hopefully that one's to be determined still. But Kevin Winston, the third-round safety from Penn State, started the season not playing, and it was a little frustrating because it was like every week you wanted to see Kevin Winston get in there, and he was always out. But since he got in there, and the Titans released Quandre Diggs to make room for him, and Xavier Woods has been hurt, so that has allowed Kevin Winston to get more playing time. Man, I'm not going to say it's been perfect, but this kid, you could tell why a lot of people had him scouted as a first-round safety before his injury in college, because I think Kevin Winston, man, he's a hitter. He gets after the ball, he runs to where the ball is, and he hits people. He hits people. I'm very excited about Kevin Winston, and I think since he's gotten in there and gotten some more reps with these safeties being hurt or released, I think he's played extremely well. Then you get to the 4th round. The 4th round picks for Mike Borgonzi, Chimere Dike. You kidding me? This kid's going to be an all-pro his rookie year as a punt returner. And then as a wide receiver, I mean, this kid, this was the pick I was most skeptical of from the draft for Mike Borgonzi, but it's been one of the best ones. I mean, this Chimere Dike is going to be a weapon for this team for years to come. A lot to be excited about with him on offense and special teams. I mean, he had a 90-yard punt return. That's his second punt return for a touchdown of the season. He leads the team in receiving touchdowns, which isn't saying much. But, I mean, Chimere Dike, that's a player to be excited about. Gunnar Helm, the tight end from Texas. I know it's been frustrating because the Titans have continued to talk about we need to get him the ball. We need to get him the ball. We need to get him the ball. Well, now they're finally starting to do it. And he's becoming a reliable target, and I think he'll be the tight end number 1 next year because I don't think Chig Okonkwo is going to be back on this team. I still think there's a lot to be excited about with Gunnar Helm. I know it's been slow going because this offense can't figure out how to get him involved. But this past Sunday, we're starting to see Gunnar Helm get more involved. He's a big tight end. He's physical. He seems to be a reliable target. I don't see him dropping passes or anything like that. Gunnar Helm, very excited about him. And then Elik Iomanner, I know he's missed the past week because he was hurt. He's had some issues with drops, but we've also seen the upside of Elik Iomanner. Not quite as big of an upside as Chimere Dike, and I didn't see that coming. But Elik Iomanner, you've still seen he can be a contributor on this team. I don't think he's going to be wide receiver 1 or anything, but we've seen him make some tough catches. I think about that Rams game when he caught the ball against his helmet with the one-handed catch that he caught Cam's first touchdown pass. I mean, he's done some good things. Yes, there's been some drop issues. There's been some miscommunication issues. He's a rookie, too. It's rookies all over the place, and he has struggled with some of that rookie stuff, but I still have high hopes for Elik Iomanner, and I can't believe we were able to get him at the end of the 4th round. The 5th round pick was Jackson Slater, the offensive guard, who obviously we haven't seen play, but I don't know if you'll see any of him this season, but ideally, Kevin Zeitler, the right guard for Tennessee currently, he's on a 1-year deal. He's not going to be back on the team next year. Man, it would be awesome if they felt good about Jackson Slater going into next year to play that right guard position. That would be great. That would be great because I don't know what they're going to have to fix on the offensive line this offseason. I don't know because Lloyd Cushenberry, that's a question mark. He's been up and down this season. Signed him to a big deal 2 years ago. He should have 2 years left on his deal. You've got so many holes to fill. Do you want to have to look for a new center? We'll see how things go for him. And then Dan Moore, I mean, I think he's going to have to be back at left tackle next year because, I mean, they paid him a lot of money and surely their plan is to go with him again next year, but we'll see. But, you're going to need a right guard. And yes, if you have to go out and get a veteran, you can. But if Jackson Slater, who's had the benefit, unlike the rest of these rookies, he's had the benefit of being able to sit and watch, and learn. Maybe he could be in a position to have a starting job next year. The 6th rounders, Marcus Harris, who I didn't think was going to get a lot of playing time at all, but with Roger McCreary being traded, with Jarvis Brownlee being traded, with L'Jarius Sneed ending up on IR, we've gotten to see some Marcus Harris, and I like what I see. I'm surprised this kid's playing well, and I think he might be their answer at slot corner next year to replace Roger McCreary. I really do. I think they're going forward thinking that he very well could be a starting corner for them next year. And he'll get the reps for the rest of this season as kind of an audition. And then last but not least, Kalel Mullings, who's been on IR as a running back. I know we haven't seen a whole lot of him. I will just say this. He had a good preseason before he got hurt. The Titans aren't getting anything out of Tony Pollard. And although Tyjae Spears brings something to the game in terms of the passing game, he's not doing much in the running game. I'd like to see, because they cleared Kalel Mullings from IR last weekend, I'd like to see Kalel Mullings getting some carries for the Titans for the rest of this season because Tony Pollard ain't going to be back on this team. Tyjae Spears, you know what he brings to the table in terms of the passing game, not so much the running game. I'd like to see what Kalel Mullings can give you because you have an open spot at running back right now, and you need to see what you got with him. The only other rookie I'll talk about is Xavier Restrepo because, of course, I will. Xavier Restrepo, I said it on the podcast yesterday. He's not Randy Moss. He's not Jerry Rice. He had 2 catches for 26 yards. But he's earned the right to get more opportunities. On this receiving group, there's no need to give a bunch of reps to Mason Kinsey and James Prochet. Xavier Restrepo's a rookie who's played with Cam Ward, and I think Cam's more comfortable with him out there. Sure, let him get the reps. Worst case scenario, he's no good. Best case scenario, he can contribute in some way. Well, do you feel like you've just got a litany of great wide receivers that there's just no room for Xavier Restrepo? Like, come on. Make room. We got Van Jefferson out there. He ain't going to be on the team next year. Calvin broke his leg. We know Mason Kinsey and James Prochet. We know what they are. Why not? I don't think he's Randy Moss or nothing, but he's a rookie. What's the worst that could happen? So I think this rookie class from Mike Borgonzi could be the one you look back on later and say, that's when it started turning around. That 2025 class was when it started turning around. I think that could very well be the case because it shows a lot of promise right now. A lot of promise. Tighten up.